It seems rude to start with a question like where's Roberto, but is the pressure getting to it?
No.
You just didn't want to speak to us today?
I think no, it's not a case of not wanting to speak to you. No, it's nothing to do with that. I think there's you spoke to me last night and asked me to do it. I think more because there's probably a lot of words that need saying, and I think what we are is in a cauldron where a half phrase can be taken and then not exploited, but it can become bigger. That's purely and utterly that reason. He'll be back next time, I'm sure.
On Sunday we talked to you, and you said quite clearly you hadn't seen the challenge. You've clearly probably seen it from various angles now. But first, are you surprised the FA have taken action?
I don't think it's a case of being surprised. I've seen it now, and whichever way you look at it, when you slow it down to all its angles, it doesn't look good when you put it in super slow motion. But I've been involved in media long enough before this job to know that if you slow things down and look at it from several angles, you see things in a different manner. I don't think it's this instance. I think if there's anything that you can actually not grumble about, but anything you can actually look at, it seems inconsistent. I think I've seen it from an angle that's good enough to see that I think that the referee can see it live. Like I saw it live, like I've looked at different angles today from wide angles where other people have seen it live and not reacted to it. Nobody, not one of the Tottenham players, not one of the Tottenham staff have reacted to it live. The referee's not reacted to it live. So when you slow it down into super slow motion, that's where the reactions come. I don't know what's gone on and what's not gone on. But it seems a huge inconsistency, really, I think, in refereeing matches on a Monday morning. So just totally there. I think if you're going to look at a law, which is Law 12, I believe, I may be talking out of turn here, I haven't done my research or anything, but I think it's Law 12. That's what's being revisited. Now, shouldn't you therefore revisit everything that comes under Law 12 that's happened over the weekend? But that doesn't take away from the incident. If you were going to bring it back time to the incident, and this is where the R phrases come out that I might, I think you might not be able to explain yourself very well, but my explanation would be that shouldn't you take it to the letter of law then and referee every single match on a Monday morning under Law 12? And I don't think that's been the case.
When you use a word like inconsistent, almost hints at the fact that the City might go back and say
No.
You can appeal or not?
No. At the end of the day, we found this information out last night, and I'm here this morning. We haven't sat down as a group yet to look at things. If you actually, is there anybody in this room that thought we might win an appeal with Vincent Kompany? I don't think there is. If somebody wants to put their hand up, nobody's going to have a go at it. But I don't think there is anybody that thought we would win an appeal with the Vincent Kompany red card. I would think that the majority of people in this room would look at the Vincent Kompany situation and say it didn't deserve the 4-game ban, it didn't deserve the red card. So it shows you sometimes the futility of an appeal, I think.
Has Mario been treated differently because it's Mario?
Don't know.
Do you think he has that?
What I would do is it's irrelevant really what I think. If you want to, there's a train down to London today. Go and ask the people that have made those decisions. And
you know him better than we do, and the whole thing's almost about intent. You said you saw it, and you played the game. We've not played the game to the level you have. What were your instincts at the time?
My instincts at the time of what I said on Sunday, James, that I never saw the incident. I didn't see what happened. I'm not too sure he's caught Parker, but it looks poor on when you slow it down. No doubt about it. And I don't think I'm here to turn around and start looking at an incident and saying that. I'm here because I have to answer questions on it. I don't want to. I prefer to answer questions on Liverpool tomorrow night. If I sit here and say no comment, then you'll turn it round and you'll say, like you just have done, and I appreciate it, that is the pressure getting to Roberto Mancini, is the pressure getting to David Platt. Whatever I say today could go to copy international newspapers and can get topped and tailed. It can be a byline put onto it, and it can have an headline put onto it that won't be in the manner that I've said it, but there you go. And that's not having a go at anybody in this room, it's having a go at people that aren't in this room really.
David, Andy Johnson from North West United. Is there a danger that indiscipline is going to cost City at the end of the season?
No.
If you keep losing players like this, that your title bid could be affected quite badly?
We have 16 games to go in the title. We're looking forward to a Carling Cup semi-final tomorrow. We're looking forward to a Europa League game at the end. I think we can sit here on May the 14th. If you want to direct the same question at me, then I can give you a more informed answer to whether I believe it would or I believe it wouldn't. I don't see it that at this moment in time. What I would try and do now normally is try and bring it round to the game, but it won't go there because it will come back to me from another angle. But there are players in that dressing room that are available to play in the next games that we feel confident in can continue to do what we've done so far this season.
Is it something Roberto and yourself have talked to the squad about, the need to stay disciplined and to stay on the pitch?
There's nothing about talking about things or anything like that. There's not being too dramatic about it. We could be out without a player because of injury, and we're without players because of suspension. But that's what we have a squad for.
Does it come down to leaving him tomorrow night, though? If you don't make that decision in mind, what you do in terms of appeal or not appeal? Do I need Mario's answer?
No, not at all. No, because the system dictates as well, doesn't it? That if we have to look at it from 360 degrees, you cannot look at it from what you think, because what you think as a football club has no relevance whatsoever. So therefore you can't look at it like that. You have to take everything into consideration, and there are a lot more things that you do need to take into consideration about, even if you do want to go for an appeal, because there isn't there's a sanction in place, a law in place that dictates that they can then further that if they want to. If they consider it to be a frivolous appeal. So you have to take that into consideration as well. I mean, if you, as I said, you've just got to look at the whole system. I mean, presumably, if you want to take it to its nth degree, and I'm not having a go at Howard Webb in any way, but when Mark Clattenburg went to great lengths with me at Chelsea to say, that if they make the mistakes in games, then it affects them in terms of their refereeing. If he'd have sent Mario off at the time, could that have affected the result for Tottenham? Don't know. So what happens there? So you can take it to its nth degree, and it's something that, to be honest with you, as I say, I think it's futile. I think there's not much point in it, because we can't allow it to take away from our focus and what the focus is for tomorrow night.
You mentioned Law 12, you mentioned kind of looking back on things on Monday morning and wording consistency. Did you get lucky in terms of consistency with Joe?
I don't think so, no. Just come back to me that I'd Howard seen the incident with Mario, and I think he did see the incident, if I'm honest, but that's my opinion. But you have to take him at face value for what he said there, that he hasn't seen the incident. But it's come back to me that had he seen the incident live, then he would have given Mario a red card. Had he seen the Jolyon Lescott incident live, then he'd have given him a yellow card. I think that's Jolyon just competing, and again, you see something that happens on a football pitch live with nobody that complains. The player in question, Yunus Kabul, doesn't complain about it either. So I think, I don't think that is an issue that we've got lucky at all.
In terms of where you go from here, can you turn these negatives into positives? The man over there has been doing that famously.
Well, the negatives. So I mean, what the negatives are that we're without a player, or likely to be without a player for 4 games. The positives are that we're 3 points clear in the Championship with 16 games to go. Semi-final of the Carling Cup, and still looking forward to a Europa League campaign.
What do you expect from Liverpool tomorrow? I mean, they sort of parked the bus after that first goal. Are you going to get that in Anfield tomorrow night?
I don't know. I think, again, I mean, we can't dictate what Liverpool are going to do, but they didn't have a great result at the weekend, and it was the manner of the result, or that's what's coming out. That's what Kenny's talking about, the manner of the result, so you would expect a reaction from that. Conversely, they've got their noses in front. The onus is on us to go and do something about it to get back into the game. We can't defend anything. We've got to go and we've got to do something about it. A lot of teams this season have sat back against us. I'm not too sure that Liverpool sat back against us in the second half and parked the bus. I think our play in the second half forced them to do that. If our play is as good tomorrow night as it was in the second half in terms of keeping the ball in advanced areas, then I would suspect that Liverpool will have a lot of players behind the ball, because they're a good team that defends compact. But I don't you know, I don't think they'll go into the game necessarily saying, look, you know, we'll make sure we draw this game 0-0. I don't think that's Liverpool at Anfield at all.
Any knocks, any injuries, anything we should know about?
There's nothing you should know about.
Which would tell us, yeah.
No, there's nothing. I mean, when you come out of any game, you get little knocks and you get little niggles, but there's nothing that should have any kind of impact whatsoever for tomorrow. In fact, you know, people will be on the training pitch this morning. There was they had a light day yesterday, a warm down day for the guys that played. This morning we'll go out there and we'll train again, and then every player will be on the training pitch. So.
But the risk of getting a groan from Neil for the game, well, any update on Carlos with a week to go in the transfer? Pantomime, anything at all?
No, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing.
David, just on Mario, obviously you said he's likely to miss the game. How big a miss would it be? Because for all that was said about him for that one incident, also there's no one that anybody would want him to take that penalty in injury time, and there's all that pressure on that he seemed to be fairly nervous at doing.
You know, Mario can take penalties, there's no doubt about it. He's shown that he can take penalties, but I'd be confident that we have players on the pitch that could have taken the penalty under that pressure as well. The top players, they'll handle the pressure.
And in terms of the state of the tie, I mean, basically, you've got to go to Liverpool and win, which, well, for most teams would be a difficult task. A lot of teams have got points at Liverpool this season, and you've got a better team than most teams.
It's a difficult task, there's no doubt about it. Liverpool are a very, very good team. They haven't conceded many goals, you know. They cut for 3 against us, they cut for 3 against Bolton at the weekend, but if you look at them before that, they don't concede many goals. We go there, we understand the difficulty of the tie, we understand the difficulty of going to Anfield and getting any kind of result. You know, the size of the game in that sense, it being a semi-final, you know, I mean, there's no second bite at the cherry. That's it. You're right. We've got to go there. We've got to look to win the game. We get nothing for a draw. But we feel confident enough that we can turn the tie around. We're not going there like lambs to the slaughter. We're not going there thinking to ourselves we're already out in the Carling Cup. We believe that we've got enough within our squad to be able to go there and turn the tie around. But it's going to be tough.
Does winning the FA Cup at Wembley play any part? Because it's getting you back to a place where you won a trophy last year.
Does it play any part? No, not in one lot of 90 minutes. No. Players want to win. I mean, players get when they win the FA Cup, it gives you a winning mentality. But it's not just winning that one trophy. It's actually what you've done throughout your season in terms of winning. That's where your winning mentality comes. That's where your mental strength comes from. The fact that you've been on a football pitch and you know you can win football matches. As I say, you know, I mean, the players will be confident and we're confident that we can turn the tie around, but we know it's tough.